Hey, yo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox postgame show. Another victory for your Chicago White Sox. This podcast is presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. The Sox win their 4th in a row, 6-4 over the Mariners. We will recap this game and let you know how the Sox won 6-4 and if it was pure domination or not. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. I am joined by the man, not in the middle, but to the left of me, Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
Follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. Herb and I had a pretty salty pregame. We were all upset that this game wasn't canceled. The Sox get their 4th win in a row. They improved to 4-1 on the season. The Mariners fall to 2-4. And Herb, you said it on the pregame. If they're going to have a game, we're going to go out there. And that's what we damn did.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to stay in this CHGO offices, great West Loop offices, and just wait this game out.
Right.
I'm going to go to the game. And luckily, we have some people, our guy, Cherizi E., who sent some tickets. Him and Aloha and Pete Hand sent some tickets to us. We went to the game, saw our guy, Alex Rude. What up, Alex Rude? Saw our guy, Bruhan Luke. Saw Matt Nominson. A couple other people. Yeah, Cherizi, of course, was there.
Mike Prasnowski.
Yeah, he came up late.
We saw Matt from Portland, who came up, was very, very nice. Said that we keep him connected. He's been out in Portland for 16 years.
Was it Luke, too?
Yeah, and then his cousin Luke, who's from the region. Yeah, Hobart. So got a lot of nice White Sox fans. We even got Daniel Green, who was up in the 300s, filming us from the 108, saying hi. So, yeah, a lot of people out there at the game, even though it was probably about 4,000 strong, maybe, at the best. 1,000 strong, maybe?
1,000 strong. My man KPW's in the house. Yeah, Sean bought us ponchos when we first got there. A little wet, a little rainy. But then the second and third inning, it came down like hard as hell. So we went back to the kind of close to the concourse. And then when it started calming down and it's just a little drizzle, pretty much the whole rest of the time we're there, we went back there. And you see the picture that Stephen Nicholas, our producer, put up for us. We're sitting in 108, of course. There's all our guys right there. Appreciate them. And Cherizi's the one that's taking the picture. That's why you don't see him in the picture. And I think that's Bruhan Luke's father in the back.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that is a picture. And that's us right there at the game also, right before the game. It was a nice weather day before we got into the game. When we left, it was freezing. And the rain was coming down sideways from the section 2, gate 2 into our car. It was the worst 40 seconds we've had this year. It was just freezing cold. I was like, ugh, how are they playing baseball out there?
Right, that walk from gate 2 to, it was probably only 5 rows of cars, was a brutal walk.
Yeah, it was and Alex has a apropos name. Very rude of you to have your umbrella at the game. You're blocking the view of all the people behind you, Alex. What a dick.
I understand you guys had something to eat, too.
Oh, yeah, and I had a hot dog. I couldn't say that. There's me sucking down that hot dog. That's my favorite tradition that I have. Anytime I go to a game, you're going to see me putting a hot dog in my mouth. Thanks for buying that, Herb, by the way.
Hot dog, grilled onions, perfect.
Some mustard, can't beat it. And honestly, we were a little frustrated that this game wasn't canceled before, but they got it in, and this is going to be a lot easier on everyone's schedule, the fact that they got it and just played a little wet game.
That's second and third inning. I was like, oh, my God, how are they still playing? The same thing I think Robbie Ray was thinking at that second and third inning, and J.P. Crawford, who booted a couple balls in that second. This is the second or third inning that J.P. Crawford
I think he booted
really
3.
sucked.
Yeah,
he was terrible in the field. With the bat, exclusive. He was awesome.
Yeah, I think it was the second inning because it was an infield single, Berger reached. So I think that would have been the one that bounced off of his glove. There was one too that he just didn't get in front of, and it just bounced right over his glove. If he got in front of the ball, he would have had it. They didn't give him an error officially, but I think you could have gave him 2 tonight.
I was 100% wrong that they were not going to play this game. Roger Bossert wins again.
Right.
The Sodfather. Never doubt him.
So we were watching, this rain pile up down the right field line. It was ridiculous. By the second inning, we were feeling
it was waterlogged.
Yeah, it was going to get banged for at least an hour. And, I mean, really, right down the right field line when the grass ends right before the foul pole, we had a great view on that 108 thing. I mean, there's not a lot of great views from the 108.
It's that classic view.
But you got a great view of what the line looks like in right field. And it went from being waterlogged, being completely soaked, to being dry, painted up, looking clean and fresh. I mean, it was a great
Within
job.
like 2 innings. I was like, it like sucked up all the water, and you just didn't see it anymore. One time, there was a groundskeeper still on the field while they're ready to play ball in like the 5th or 6th inning, and he was just throwing diamond dry around first base, and Jose's like, I'm ready to play. Let's go. Come on, man. And they gave him a nice Bronx cheer after he finished closing up the water that was on around first base. But, yeah, Roger Bossard is a miracle worker, because that field was drenched in the 2nd and 3rd inning, and by the 5th, it had soaked it all up.
And there was some people on Twitter, I think, from Seattle being like, they were giving crap to the grounds crew. This game doesn't get played if the White Sox ground crew isn't one of the best in the league. So, I mean, this wasn't Robbie Ray's, the reason why Robbie Ray struggled, because of the field. The field was the same for both teams. And you could see in the 9th inning, Liam Hendricks was struggling from, finding footing on that mound. So it affected both teams the same way. Sox still win 6-4, and Steven Niss almost had his prediction come true.
So
Kyle
close.
Crick getting the backdoor win
He
over
tried.
Dallas Keuchel.
Steven, he so tried. He wanted it. And Adam Engel's like, come on now. You know
Right.
who I am.
Oh,
we were sitting in the 108 where it's right in the right field. And we saw that ball hit, and we're like, guess it's a tie game. And Adam Engel's like, nope. All we saw was his red glove and the ball going into it over the fence. I was like, okay, Adam Engel's out there. Awesome.
I had no idea Jesse Winker subbed in for that pitch. I had no idea that he was up to the plate against Kyle Crick, and he hits a ball so high, and we thought it was out. We didn't even get out of our seats. And then, like you're saying, we see just the yellow line. We see all of the middle of the light landing seats, all that. All of it's blocking the actual Adam Engel play, and you just see the yellow line and that red glove pop up, catch the ball. And I don't know if it was going to go out or not. I think the projected distance was like 351, but it was definitely close enough where he needed to leap, because even if it didn't, it might have pulled what Tim Anderson's home run did, hit off the top of the wall and go over. So it was a great play by Engel. Let's recap these runs for you. First inning, Dallas Keuchel strikes out the first guy, Abraham Toro. And, I mean, his changeup looked nasty, and we're like, oh, here we go, friends. And then the real Dallas Keuchel showed up, giving up a meatball to Ty France, who deposited it
He said
into,
T.Y.
Yeah, the left field bleachers, murdered that ball. That put up the Mariners 1-0 in the first inning. And my bet of Mariners over a half run cashed. So thank you to Ty France.
You should be watching CHGO bets with him and Cody Delmendo. You get those good insights all day long, every day.
There's a sweat we'll get to a little bit later. But then in the bottom of the second, the White Sox go, pretty pedestrianly 1-2-3 against Robbie Ray in the first inning, and Eloy comes up in the second inning, leads it off, and on the screen you see what Eloy has done in his career leading off an inning: 58 hits, 10 home runs, and we're joking with Chirizi, who says Eloy's hitting 74 this year, that this one's going out. Well, friends, it did. 450 feet, 110 off the bat, a moonshot from Eloy Jimenez. 111th. I shouldn't, skimp him here. 111 from Eloy off the bat. Destroyed it into 161, probably about 17 rows up.
It was crushed. It was an absolute bomb, like no doubt right off the bat. We were joking because Chirizi said, hey, he's got to hit 74, and we looked up 0 home runs. Like, hurry up, get one right now. Crushed. Right off the bat, we knew it was gone, and it's good to see Eloy to do that, finally get the bat to the ball. But, Eloy's got to be Eloy, and it's not his fault he gets hurt. He got hurt eventually.
Yeah, and then next up, the White Sox didn't stop in the second inning, and we'll get to the Eloy Jimenez injury. But Andrew Vaughn's on third, Josh Harrison's on first. Jake Berger reaches on an infield single to the shortstop. I think this is the one that Crawford ends up booting. It goes into the outfield. Harrison goes from first to third. Berger reaches. Vaughn scores. That makes it 2-1. And then TA's the next batter up. He doubled into center.
Rocket.
That was his second hit. Yeah, a rocket off the bat. Berger and Harrison scored 4-1 after 2.
TA is just an amazing player. There's not enough words to describe him. He is the leader of this team. Robbie Ray is the reigning Cy Young Award winner. He ate that bitch up. And later on, he got him again, as Sean will talk about. But, like, TA is the leader of this offense. And when you think about what was going to go on today, we knew a left-hander was going to get hit hard.
Right.
We thought it was going to be our left-hander, but mercy. Those tight pants weren't working for Robbie Ray. They weren't ready for the White Sox. Like, Robbie Ray looked pedestrian as hell out there tonight.
And the White Sox didn't let him catch a breath at all. TA, first pitch, rinse, repeat, takes a changeup, deposited for a single. Luis Robert got on him early. And even in that first inning, even though they went down 1-2-3.
They were hard hit.
Yeah, they were hard hit. And the White Sox were really, really giving Ray trouble this entire inning. And yeah, Mailman Jack saying that his pants weren't tight enough. An easy win for the Sox. He did settle down after giving up 4 in that second inning. He didn't give up a run until the 7th. We'll get to that. But in the bottom of the 5th, top of the 5th, Dylan Moore reaches on an infield single to the pitcher. Very weak contact in that 5th inning for Dallas Keuchel. J.P. Crawford got on base by a weak single. Tom Murphy, I think, got on base Crawford, I think, got an actual hit. Murphy got on base by a weak hit. And then Moore hits a tapper in front of the mound to Keuchel. Keuchel goes home. Crawford's able to get under the tag. That makes it 4-2 Sox. And then Ty France grounded out to second. A nice play by Josh Harrison. Murphy's able to score, though. That's 4-3 Sox after the 5th inning. And then the 7th inning happens. Herb and I leave top 7th. We make that horrible trek to our car in that cold wind, and we're driving home on I-94. We just get into the Indiana exit off of past 35th and Shields. TA 94 on the outside corner. He takes it, deposits it into the right field seats. Home run for TA. That puts up the Sox 5-3. And then Luis Robert, back-to-back 405 to basically the same spot yesterday. He makes it 6-3, and Robbie Ray leaves the game.
That TA home run was reminiscent of the home run he hit in the corn game, as Tony La Russa likes to call it, off of Zach Britton. Lefty throwing a low fastball outside. TA, delicious.
Yeah.
He crushed that. And then the first pitch to Luis Robert, he fouls it right back. And I was like, he's on it. He's on it. And we're watching the feed on my phone from my YouTube TV, but we're listening also to ESPN 1000 where Len and DJ explain the home run. And we hear just that ball's hit real deep, right field, and it's gone. I was like, holy crap. Luis Robert. What?
I know.
Like, what?
Steven's saying what you want to say. Luis Roberts marched to 40-40, balancing out.
This guy
Second
is
home run.
Otherworldly. I cannot believe we have that guy. But everybody else in the league is envious of having that player. Luis Roberts, that guy. Just an amazing fastball hitter, amazing, turned around his career where he doesn't strike out really anymore. Like he's like a 5% strikeout rate last year. That's amazing. It's his 3rd year. It's his 3rd year. He hasn't even played a full one.
It's aggression.
Imagine if he plays 150 games.
Well, and
imagine.
You see the way that him and TA attack, and it's just like those guys are just not going to let you catch your breath. I mean, if you give them 3 strikes, they're going to take a hack at it, all of them.
Yeah, and usually you could throw something out of the zone, and Luis would be chasing in his first year, and even early last year. That shit is over. Those days are over. Look at that. 112 miles per hour off the bat.
Yeah. And like his first one in the 2nd inning. I mean, you
right
talk about
center field. Same place he hit it yesterday.
Right to 102, basically. And it was just seeing the power is just so natural. And I mean, he hit a line out that was 94 miles per hour. I mean, like his exit velocities are going to be 99 percentile by the end of this year.
Connor Vladdy went deep 3 times today?
Yeah.
I would still 100% take Luis Robert. 100% take Luis Robert over Vladdy Jr.
Well, it's just because he plays center field. It's just because not only can he hit home runs and steal 40 bags possibly, but he can do what he did to Winker yesterday, where he robs that home run right up against the wall. I mean, that's the only difference between him and Vladdy. Vladdy might hit 50, but Luis might have 40-40 and be playing Gold Glove center field.
I mean, Vladdy's great. He's a great hitter. He's not Luis Robert.
He might be a better hitter than Luis Robert, but we'll have to wait and see. That's a fun conversation. The fact that the two best hitters right now are Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Luis Robert. That's nice company right now.
That guy's Stephen Kwan and Cleveland's doing well too.
It's only been 4 games. It's only been 6 games.
Great way to start off a career.
It reminds me of
it
Akil Baddoo last year when he just came out scorched earth and was hitting everything.
But Baddoo is a guy that's, was a DFA, I think, a Rule 5 guy where, Stephen Kwan's 4th rounder, and he's been moving up that Guardian prospect ranking year after year. So, I mean, he might be better than Akil Baddoo. I don't have to worry about Akil Baddoo when he's in the Tigers lineup, but Stephen Kwan might be a nightmare for the Sox to face. Let's finish up these runs. 9th inning, Liam Hendriks comes in for the saves. J.P. Crawford got on with hit an infield single to shortstop. Eugenio Suarez, who hit a double, ends up scoring.
Absolute rocket off of Eugenio Suarez bat.
But mainly, Liam was all right. I mean, you look at the muddy mound. We're very reminiscent of when he was throwing a fit back in June of 2021 on the mound with his spikes. It was a fine performance from Liam Hendriks. He wasn't perfect, but I'll still take it.
Fine is tough because what he threw to Eugenio Suarez, he murdered that ball. And there's 2 guys out there. If Luis Robert and Adam Engel can't catch a ball, that ball was hit goddamn fast.
100 miles per hour.
He's not the guy who's shutting down people at the second half of the season last year. He's having struggles, as you said, up until the Corn game and in the Corn game where he gave up the lead in that game. He had some struggles, and I don't know what he needs. I don't know if he needs motivation. He needs to cuss at himself. He needs his wife to cuss at him. Something needs to be changing because at least a run in each of his outings this year, that's not what you want from your closer.
No, and
it's not optimal.
It's not optimal, and I mean, the fact that he's just giving up these runs is, not optimal. But I still think he'll find it. I'm not worried that the White Sox now need to put Kendall Graveman in the closer spot. I think he'll still find it. He's been filthy. He had a nice night again for the White Sox. I really like that 8th inning being Kendall Graveman and Liam Hendriks in the 9th. I'll take that. And apparently, Jose Ruiz found a changeup too, so that's a nice development to find out. But Liam Hendriks, 15 fastballs tonight out of 19 pitches, kind of very similar to that Tigers game where he was throwing a lot of fastballs, wasn't really trusting that breaking stuff, but still got 7 called strikes or whiffs on that fastball. So 7 out of 15, not too bad.
And as Kendall points out, he needs to stop throwing garbage and start throwing fastballs because we saw it yesterday. He just went 3 straight fastballs, I believe, to Mitch Haniger. Game over. And he reared back today, and we talked about Julio Rodriguez before the game. Rook was not ready for Liam Hendriks' fastball. He reached back for 98 twice, and he blew that shit right past him. It was amazing. That's what he needs to do. Understand that 98 is still top-notch.
Right.
And sometimes, especially with the conditions that were out there, that shit works.
Well, and Stoney brought this up, was that he started gaining velocity the more and more he was out there. Suarez was the first batter he faced. The first ball that he threw completely missed the zone. The second one, he got into the zone. Suarez fouled it off. And then basically Hendriks went back to the same location, same fastball. And you can't do that with a guy who has 50 home runs in a season before. I mean, that's just a great hitter taking advantage of a mistake. But
and then
and
then the ball back to the backstop.
Oh, where Grandal missed it?
Grandal, you called the pitch, bro. You should know what's coming. Yeah, maybe it's a little high. I just want to catch who can catch.
Right.
Just catch the ball.
But then you see Liam Hendriks go up against Julio Rodriguez the next at bat, and that's when he's hitting 97, and he's getting his top velocity, and it's called strike. He misses with the slider, and then boom, boom, 2 swinging strikes. Rodriguez couldn't face it. And then, Crawford, he's hitting 97 again, but it's 3 straight fastballs. But he started getting that location. He started moving, where he missed Suarez middle. He started missing, Crawford. He started pitching him up in the zone. He started hitting those spots. So, I mean, the location and control started getting there a little bit more.
And the Crawford hit that for an RBI single was broken bat, bleeder over the shortstop's head. There's nothing you can do right there, but, the stuff that happened preceding that Crawford at bat is the problem that we have with Liam Hendriks. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. He's the reigning 2-time AL reliever of the year. So we expect a little bit more out of him when he does come in the game. Maybe not shutting everybody down every time he comes in, but not a run each time, at least a run each time he comes into the game. There's not a conversation right now. He's the closer. But if this continues, a filthy dude like Kendall Graveman might have to step in there and be the closer for the White Sox.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the Sox paid Hendriks $54 million over 3 years, I mean, it's just...
It's a meritocracy.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's still... you still got to give him a little bit.
I'm
more
saying like
rope.
it's not
I
right
mean,
now, but if we go like 2-3 more starts or relief appearances, and he's giving up a run each one of them, can't have that. This like in the playoffs, we're gonna need a shutdown closer, and Kendall Graveman, his stuff plays. Like if Liam's curveball is not playing, and he doesn't have another pitch to go along with that 98, that's gonna be a problem for the White Sox. So I just want him to do whatever he needs to do to get right. I hope tomorrow we'll probably have the day off and gets right for the Rays series and gets us 2 out of 3 there.
Well, and Kendall said it too. I mean, 3 straight fastballs to Crawford, and Stoney said it on the I was going to say podcast, the broadcast that you can't keep going fastball because even if you have an elite fastball, you're going up against major league hitters who can adjust and will be able to recognize that if you keep going to that well over and over again. So that's why Crawford's able to deposit that for an RBI single. But 6-4 is the final there. Liam Hendricks wasn't perfect, but he got the job done. Sox win 4 straight, and now just looking back at that Tigers game, that opening day one, sour taste at least.
We had 2 chances to win the game, and it's very April 13th. Hey, these games count. I say it all the time. They count the same as the games in October. If you was doing this in October, you guys would be apoplectic. They count the same.
They do.
The exact same.
I think there's a little bit more of a rope. If he's doing this stuff in September and he's doing it in 3 straight things, and 3 straight games, maybe there's a little bit less of a rope. But
Which
here in
doesn't
April,
make sense.
Well, I mean, you're warming up still. I mean, like we see the effects that this has. I mean, is Robbie Ray now going to be not the ace for the Mariners?
No, I'm saying that's one start for him. But this is every appearance by Liam Hendricks. I'm not saying you take him out of the closer role right now. He will get right, but that needs to show up eventually, soon. Mm-hmm. When you got a nasty MFer like Kendall Graveman out there doing work, the pressure's on. And I hope he competes. He sees Kendall out there. That man's taking my job and takes it up front. I think he kind of took it as a front when the White Sox went and got Craig Kimbrell, and you saw the results.
Right.
He's like, no, I'm the reliever. He didn't say it in public, but you could see the results. He turned into a nasty MFer after that. And I hope he gets that same attitude with Kendall Graveman breathing down his neck. Hey, good job, Kendall. I appreciate that 8th inning. Watch this 9th.
And you probably like what Alec has to say here. The more you win now, the fewer you have to win in September. So,
My man, Alec.
Let's just try to get to September 12th here.
Yeah,
and,
if the White Sox score 10 runs in the first inning, they won't have to score 10 runs in the 9th.
Yeah, and
then they'll bunt all their wants when they're up 10 runs.
Hendricks is fine. I mean, if he can't find his slider, if he can't find his curveball at all through the season, then he won't be fine. But that fastball still plays. We see MLB guys still swinging and missing over the top of it, like they can't even pick it up out of his hands. So I mean, things are not all gloom and doom here for Liam Hendricks. Want to mention, since we have all of you guys in the chat right now, the best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our premium written content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. PointsBet is your home for live in-play betting, and it just got even better. Introducing PointsBet's newest feature, live NBA same-game parlays. For the first time ever, you can build the perfect live NBA same-game parlay only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. And if you want more, you can also boost your live same-game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, and boost live with PointsBet. And I'm excited to get an MLB live same-game parlay. I'm excited for that new feature to come out because I was checking the White Sox game on PointsBet in 108, and I was just real excited to try to get some bets in there. I want to be able to bet Tim Anderson home run live. I don't think I was able to do that. And, TA ended up coming out in the 7th inning. No, I was thinking of doing it in the seats.
Okay.
After TA's second hit there. But online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And we need to mention, too, Strava CBD coffee is a game changer and has helped thousands of people to improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious fresh roasted specialty coffee infused with organic broad spectrum CBD from hemp. Doesn't make you high or hungry, but it does offer real benefits benefits that can help you. It'll help you feel alert and focused without the jitters. It'll help you live your day more balanced with less anxiety and fewer aches and pains. Plus, including CBD in your daily routine, can even help you enjoy a more restful sleep so you wake up feeling your best. I like it late at night. I get the decaffeinated one. I get the extra strength 20 milligrams of CBD, and it's real nice. Takes me down, and I get a great sleep when I enjoy Strava CBD coffee at night. And the best part, Strava is all about quality. Everything is small batch, fresh and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated full-spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for a more traditional CBD format with a powerful entourage effects of benefits. CHGO listeners can save 25% off their entire purchase when you use code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use code CHGO25 at checkout. Discount coupon valid on non-subscription purchases only. One use per customer. And if you already love Strava, you can subscribe and save with the Strava Coffee Club. With Strava, you're in control. Save on your favorite coffees and have them automatically delivered to your home or office on your preferred schedule. Again, use code CHGO25 for 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com. Herb, you want to talk about the pitching match? What's up?
But hold on.
Oh.
Guys, I said he'll be fine.
Are people freaking out?
There's go up a little bit, Steven, real quick. Levante. Hendricks is fine. A 9 ERA is fine. That's what you're going to be smooth with. He's not fine right now. He will be. He's not fine currently. And I think it was Jesus H. Strawman said Liam had a 4.35 ERA with 4 home runs given up in 10 innings last year in March and April. Just saying. So, yes, bad starts in March and April. Maybe this is his routine, and then he gets filthy in the second half.
Yeah, hopefully that's what happens. I mean, right now we haven't seen the breaking ball be as dominant as we have seen it be last year. So, I mean, if he's able to get that secondary pitch, we know that fastball plays. That fastball's still playing in 2022. So as long as he's able to get that slider back, I think we'll have a fine closer on our hand. And, yeah, it is a goofy year, short spring training. And he was one of the guys that was first at the camp. He was down in Arizona right away with the Sox. So this is a guy that has been working since, the full 3 weeks. So the fact that he is not really ramped up just yet, and maybe the cold, maybe the rain, we saw that affect Robbie Ray. Maybe these are all things that are playing into it. But if we're getting good, consistent weather, high 70s, I think Hendricks will be fine.
And blank name, Ray's fastball was down. We were sitting next to Alex Rude, and he said he was down at least 2 miles per hour from what he was doing from Toronto last year in his Cy Young campaign. So I would be concerned a little bit. Maybe this funky offseason has thrown his timing off and didn't get prepared as much as he could have, and it hasn't been ramped up. So, yeah, I saw he hit 93, but he was probably sitting 91, 92 on his fastballs, and the White Sox took advantage.
Yeah, let's talk about the pitching matchup here. Let's talk about Robbie Ray, and let's talk about good old Dallas Keuchel. We missed you, buddy. Let's see this. Robbie Ray, will start with him, 6 1/3, 6 earned runs, 10 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and Dallas Keuchel, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, no walks, 5 Ks. What is up, Dallas Keuchel? He's back.
That man is awesome. That man pitched his ass off. And like you said, the earned runs in the 5th inning, soft contact. It was a rainy day, and the track was a little wet, so that ball that was hit right back to him, what can he do there? The only play he had was a play to home, and J.P. Crawford's good at sliding and fast as hell, so what can you do? Dallas Keuchel came out and impressed the fuck out of us. It was amazing. Oh, snap.
We got Vinny joining us. Real quick, let's talk about Ray. I do think that it was mainly the rain that was hurting him. Felt like he couldn't get a grip for his slider at all. He ended up going to the fastball, and you guys are right that his average velocity was down. It was down about 3 miles per hour this year, 2.8. It was down this fastball, but the slider was down 2 miles per hour. The knuckle curve was down 2 miles per hour, and he couldn't get a grip on the changeup. That was up 2 miles per hour. So there wasn't real discrepancy between his changeup and his fastball today, and the White Sox obliterated him.
Mailman Jack, Nachadoches Keuchel looks okay.
You know who looks okay right now?
Vinnie Duber.
Vinnie Duber, our guy, coming in from Guaranteed Rate Field. He can't hear us.
Oh no, boy. Vinnie can't hear us. Oh,
Some tech issues. I can't hear you guys.
No, I hear you.
That's all right. We'll We'll come back to you, Vinny, when you can hear us.
That's weird. Yeah, well, I mean, we hear him, so that's funny. Anyways, I wouldn't be too worried about Robbie Ray. I think it was part of the issue that, short spring training, the rain was really bad. I mean, that was one thing, too. I mean, we saw with Hendricks, he only threw 2 sliders, 2 curveballs. I just don't think that the grip was there for any pitcher today. And with Dallas Keuchel not throwing that heavy and that well or that hard, it was pretty easy for him to just control stuff today. And that was what led to, great 5 innings from him.
Maybe that's why the White Sox wanted to play this game, because they were just like, okay, this changeup will play in a heavy rain and it'll move a little bit more. And the balls that usually get hit in the air, except for the T.Y. Francis, I know his name's Ty, but we call him T.Y. It's a little inside joke. Ball that was murdered, he wasn't hit very hard today. Yeah. Like, balls were kept in play. The defense was awesome, and behind him, it was just great for Dallas Keuchel. I was expecting a lefty to get hit hard, and I was not expecting to be Robbie Ray. Dallas Keuchel, if this is the guy that shows up every 5th, we got a bargain and a half. That man is back.
You want to hear some stats? So the max exit velocity that Dallas Keuchel gave up today was 109, which not great. You want to hear the average exit velocity for Dallas Keuchel tonight?
Let me go with 83.
Close, 86. He was fantastic tonight. And the thing that was really shocking for us watching this, his changeup got 4 swings and misses, which is insane. 36% swing and miss rate on Dallas Keuchel's changeup. If he's going to be able to keep this up, if that back is healthy, it doesn't need to be 5 innings of shutout ball for him. If he's giving 5 innings, 3 earned, no walks, and he's just giving up some hits left and right, not all of them solid contact, this is going to play as the 5th starter for the White Sox.
And we saw that he trusts his defense. We saw why. The play up the middle with Josh Harrison, catches it pretty much in the shift behind second base. He can't get to the second base. Tim instinctively goes to second base. Josh Harrison smoothly flips it to him, and Timmy gets the last out of the inning. That was amazing. I was like, those guys already got the great chemistry. They're already slick with it. I was very impressed with Josh Harrison. Once that play happened, I was like, man, I love Josh Harrison. Rick Hahn, I'm sorry for questioning you on that Josh Harrison pickup, because that man is smooth as silk.
Yeah, and you know who's not smooth as silk? Eloy Garcia. We got to talk about him, because he did end up coming into this game. Eloy went down with an injury. Lurie ended up pinch hitting for him. But Vinny, do we got you now?
Yes, I can hear you guys. It was a browser issue, it seems.
What was that?
It was a browser issue, it seems. We got a new browser. We're all good now.
Well, there we go. Great job by Stephen Nicholas and Lawrence getting that up.
Before he asks you a question, what's the shirt we're featuring today?
I am wearing a shirt from a music festival I went to back in 2019, the Bourbon and Beyond Festival down in Louisville, Kentucky. Tremendous lineup. Saw ZZ Top, guys. It was pretty fantastic.
And you're a sharp-dressed man today. Very nice.
You are nationwide.
Very good. Very good.
And we could go down to LaGrange as well. I think I'm out.
We're done.
Or LaGrange Park.
We're out.
All right, let's talk real quick. You ended up talking to – who'd you talk today? Who'd you talk to at the postgame?
We just spent a lot of time talking to Dallas Keuchel. We did hear a little bit from Tim Anderson, but Dallas was the man of the hour, his 100th win. And, really, I think a pretty good showing from him, all things considered. I mean, what he was looking for to do in this first start, and really this year in general, is to feel more like himself. He didn't think he felt like himself last year. We talked about the injuries. We talked about the lack of performance. We've talked about some of the bad luck. Today, even though some of the things weren't perfect, and he'll be the first to tell you about it, he was miffed that he didn't get to go longer than just the 5 innings. He felt like himself. He felt back to normal, and I think that's going to be a huge, huge deal for the White Sox, especially here in the early going while they're still down Lucas Giolito and Lance Lynn.
But Dallas always kind of feels miffed no matter what's happening. He never wants to give up the ball. Always I kind of like that attitude about Dallas Keuchel. Even though last year he wasn't his greatest, when Tony would come and get the ball, I think Tony took me out a little early.
Yeah, that was a theme, definitely. And you know what? Everybody liked to. It was a popular thing to get on Dallas throughout the offseason, and certainly his numbers earned it with the performance that he had. Sean Anderson Severino, we know where you stand on this one, but But listen, he knows. You know what I mean? I think that's the big thing is that when everybody gets on a guy for not doing their job the way that they want to do it, they think that it's like, oh, he's oblivious to it. Why is he still on the team kind of thing? Well, he knows. He knows it didn't go well, and he ended his media session with us tonight saying, you know what, I think the team will like it, and I think the fans will like it after the way that last year went for him too. So he's aware of what was going on. He's aware of what went wrong, and feeling more like himself, feeling more like the guy who we've seen in years past, including very recently in 2020, is going to be, like I said, a big deal for this pitching staff, especially here in the first few weeks.
Did he say he had anything planned for his 100th celebration, or did anybody do a beer shower for him?
He said he was going to enjoy a few beverages. I think this was a long day at the yard for everybody, obviously with the rain delay and all the weather, forcing everybody to kind of sit around for so long earlier today before the game got going. But, he said he was going to enjoy a couple of celebratory drinks this evening.
Yeah, good for him. 100 wins is a big, big milestone to reach. He looked great tonight. Did he mention anything about the pitch mix or particularly his changeup? Because it felt like that was really, really working well for him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff was working, right? I mean, like, he was kind of back to the normal Dallas Keuchel of talking about those high standards that he has for himself and, being surprised when things worked in a way that he wasn't trying to get them to work in. You know what I mean? He was talking about the way that fifth inning ended and that it was a pop-up, and he's like, well, it wasn't really trying to get him to pop out, but, the results are the result. So he's disappointed a little bit in that it was a pop-up in foul territory rather than maybe the ground ball he was looking for. So you can talk about this guy as a perfectionist. Certainly that is something that applies to most people in that clubhouse. But yeah, I mean, I think we were all surprised early to see the number of strikeouts, that he was doing against the Mariners there in the early going. And then, as the night went on, he did his job. And, whether he's pleased with 5 innings or not, it's only the second time that a White Sox starter has gone 5 innings this year. So he matched the team high through the first turn through the rotation.
He's probably a little bit miffed too because he's trying to get to that innings mark to get some contract for him next year.
Well, not to mention the fact that he's a veteran. He's been around. He's done this. He's one of those guys that can have that 200 inning goal and be realistic about it as the lights go off here on me here in the
what's
conference
going
room.
on?
Oh, they're on a timer. I gotta go push the button again. But there
right.
you go. This is we're loving the tech issues we've got going.
We can tap dance if you want us to.
We can just talk.
I'm just gonna get up and go. I have my phone. You can come with me.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll ask you a question while you walk and talk here.
Yeah,
you want to give us
do.
an injury update? We saw Eloy left after he bounced one off after he hit a foul ball off of his ankle, and then we saw Josh Harrison also leave with back stiffness. What's the update on those two?
Yeah, so Eloy Jimenez, obviously, like you just said, he's got the bruised ankle, and he is doubtful to play tomorrow, though Tony La Russa pointed out numerous times that, for Eloy to want to come out of a game, he had to be hurting pretty bad. So that was kind of Tony's assessment of Eloy is that, it was serious enough for him to want to come out of tonight's game. He's doubtful that he's going to play tomorrow. Harrison was kind of scheduled for a day off already, it sounded like from Tony, just the way he's kind of shuffling his players in and out here early. But he said, he joked. He goes, might show up at the park tomorrow and they might be able to talk me out of it. He said he was a pretty impressionable guy. Yeah, the Hall of Fame manager. So, a nice little quip there from Tony. But we'll see. It's just day to day right now for both of those guys. And that's all we got for you tonight.
We didn't get to talk to you yesterday, but this Luis Robert guy, Tony, speak about him. I mean, what more can be said about this amazing player? It's just every time he does something, it's like, God, he does it again. Vinny, I just can't believe he is this good and he's on the White Sox.
I really think that's kind
of
where
the fact that he's on the
everybody.
White Sox.
Yeah, right. The second part there. I think that's really where everybody's at with this guy at this point. Is like, what else can we say? You know what I mean? We've already told you. I mean, you had Liam Hendricks tell you he's one of the most talented players he's ever been around. You got guys calling him a monster and everything. But you know what? They've been saying this since spring training or summer camp in 2020 when he had yet to take a major league at bat. All the hype was so big about this guy. Guess what? He's delivering on it. I mean, honestly, it's funny. You guys both picked Luis Robert. Robert for MVP. We remember I picked Tim Anderson. TA hits that home run, off Robbie Ray here tonight, and then Luis Robert can't even let him jockey ahead in the little MVP race they've got going on with each other right there. He's got to come right back and hit another home run. I'll tell you the thing that Tony La Russa is impressed about, and referencing last season, and it applies to this season. Obviously, Luis walked in yesterday's game. Talking about the plate discipline and the at-bats, the quality of the at-bats. Listen, you can have the raw talent to go ahead and hit a ball, 400-something feet. But to be a complete baseball player, you got to have, the eye at the plate to go along with it. And Tony, very complimentary of what Luis is able to do. I mean, he makes everything look easy out there, does Luis Robert. And White Sox fans have been spoiled here in the first two home games of the season in seeing not just a couple of home runs, but really everything that Luis is able to do.
Well, and you talk about the plate discipline, not only for Luis has it been spectacular, but also for the Sox in general, it's been spectacular. Lowest K rate right now in the MLB, and you see the matchup, Robbie Ray last year, 13 1/3 innings against the Sox, 27 Ks. Tonight, over 6 1/3, only 4. Did Tony talk about the approach and if anything changed, or is this kind of just, maybe because we saw the approach change from Ricky to Tony, is this now just another year where these guys are taking this approach into every single game and it's just paying off now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to, if you're a hitter, you want to be able to have that consistency. But one thing that Tim Anderson talked about tonight was the plan they had against Robbie Ray. You know what I mean? They saw him twice last year. He got the better of them twice last year. Well, they had Tim said they had time to do their homework. You know what I mean? They had a whole off season and the off day on Monday, to get ready for this guy. They knew what was coming, and they hammered him. I mean, this is a lineup that doesn't give anybody any days off, but it can show you that even against the Cy Young winner, the guy who was last year the best pitcher in the American League, they were able to pummel him, to use the word that you guys used in the headline. Obviously, it was only a 2-run margin by the end of the game, but against Robbie Ray to get 6 runs, I mean, that's very impressive. And Tim credited the plan and sticking to the plan. And I'm sure, they not only had to fight through hitting against a pitcher of that caliber, they had to fight through this miserable weather that we had on the south side tonight. And guess what? They didn't miss a beat. It was just like what we saw yesterday and in Detroit as well. So this is a team that is going to be giving pitchers fits all year long, including the guys who are the best in the game.
Anybody say anything about 3 appearances now from Liam Hendriks, and each one of the appearances he's given up at least 1 run? Anybody talk about his struggles?
I mean, we talked to Liam yesterday, his second outing of the season in which he gave up a run there in the 9th inning yesterday. So, he's a guy who, when we've talked to him about things that have gone wrong in the past, he doesn't really dwell on them. You know what I mean? He kind of knows immediately what went wrong, what he should have done. Obviously, if those pile up and stretch out over the course of the entire season, it's going to be a problem. But right now, I do not think there is any reason to be worried about a guy who has been the best closer in baseball for the last 2 or 3 seasons. You saw last year, some of his first outings with the White Sox last season, he was giving up home runs. He was struggling, in those first handful of games that he pitched. And what ended up happening? He was the American League reliever of the year. He was an all-star. He was the best closer in baseball. He was the last thing that anybody was worrying about on this roster. And I'm sure that that's going to be the case if you just look at that recent track record. You know what I mean? If we're still talking about this in May, then we're still talking about it in May, and we're talking about it for a reason. Right now, everything's magnified because they've only played 5 games. I wouldn't worry about a guy with the credentials that Liam has.
Absolutely. If you enjoy CHGO, one way to help us continue to grow is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. Not only are you going to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000, but if you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we will help you out. And in case you missed it, online sign-up is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. You'll be signing up with the fastest sportsbook, easier than ever, so you could start living your bet life in seconds. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And you are currently listening to the CHGO White Sox postgame show. This is CHGO. We got podcasts and live shows on every team every day. You're watching the postgame shows. These are all free for you. It's free, dope content for you. But if you want to become a member at allchgo.com, we truly, what's it called? Advise you to?
Yeah, that works.
We push you towards it.
Demand it.
LCHGO.com. I can't think today. That's where you can check out the premium written content. Yeah, it's been a long day. Premium written content by our guy Vinnie Duber down in that bubble. You also get dope merch for all teams. If you become a member, you get to pick one of those dope merches to get a free shirt when you become a member.
Dope merches.
And you get access into our member-only Discord, and we call that the CHGO Lounge. So when you become a member, you get access to that premium written content, you get a free shirt, and you get access to the members-only Discord, the CHGO Lounge. All right, Vinny, got a day game tomorrow. We don't want to keep you too long. Logan Gilbert versus Jimmy Lambert. After today's game, were you surprised that they played today's game? I didn't ask you that one.
A little bit. I mean, it rained and it rained and it rained and it never stopped raining. So, yeah, a little bit. But, people understand what's going on here. The Mariners only come to Chicago one time all season. You've got the condensed schedule a little bit already with losing the first 2 weeks. So I get it. I get why they wanted to get this game in. They did get it in. So congratulations to them. I think under normal circumstances in a normal season, you might have seen something a little different, but who knows? Yeah, I was a little bit surprised.
And then any word on if Vaughn will play? This is the thing that Herb's all hung up about, that, Andrew Vaughn needs to play 150 games this year. Is Andrew Vaughn going to be in the lineup tomorrow, you think? Because Eloy's going to be out. It sounds like Harrison might be out too, so it sounds like Garcia might be playing second.
I have not seen the lineup for tomorrow's game yet. We won't see it till tomorrow morning. But listen, I think when it comes to Andrew Vaughn, you don't need to worry. He's going to play a lot. He deserves to play a lot. He's going to play a lot. This is not he hasn't earned anything or anything like that yet. He is going to play a ton. He's a very good hitter. The team wants to win and field its best team. You're going to see a lot of different guys throughout the whole course of the season. You got to keep everybody fresh. Andrew Vaughn, you don't have to worry about. He's going to get in there quite a bit.
All right, Vinny, I got one more final question for you. I was listening to Tattoo Ya. I know you're a big Rolling Stones fan.
Tattoo Ya. All right.
Yeah, Tattoo Ya. I think they stylized it to Ya. What do you think of the song Heaven? You know that one? Off the top of your head?
I'm guessing that's side B. I'm a side A guy of Tattoo You. Hang Fire is definitely my favorite song on Tattoo You. But you got Waiting on a Friend on the back, I know, and there's some other ones. So, I'll admit I usually skip side B whenever I put Tattoo You on, but I do have that one on vinyl. That's one of the ones I got.
Yeah, it's a side beer. It's track 9. I think it's shoegaze. It's early shoegaze from the Rolling Stones, which is honestly some of my favorite stuff from the Stones. I just wanted to know what you thought about it. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow.
I prefer the more upbeat tunes, the rockers. That's what I prefer. So, and again, that shouldn't come as any surprise to anybody. But I'm gonna go with Hang Fire as my number one pick on that record.
It's a good pick. We'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow, Vinny. Go get some rest. You got an early day at the ballpark, so we appreciate your reporting. And go check out Vinny's article at allchgo.com. He'll have a game recap for you. Do you have a pick to click, by the way? Who do you think was the player of the game for tonight? We're having a tough time picking.
Yeah, that is tough. I think you got to go with TA, right?
Yeah. That's what we thought. Yeah. We picked Robert and Vaughn, so we were trying to – he wants to go with Robert to be right with the homework.
I want to be Robert every time. When you come back in the studio, you took Robert the other day. I was like, son of a bitch, that's a cheat code.
No, he took TA. He took TA when he returned.
I took TA.
I thought – and he won, too.
Yeah. Vinny's 1-0 so far on the click to picks.
I'm just going to pick Robert for the rest of the year.
You could do worse.
Yeah, I might just end up picking Andrew Vaughn every game too. So we'll just stay,
It's going to be a boring segment from here on out.
Right? Yeah, you'll pick Robert, you'll pick TA, and I'll pick Andrew Vaughn. It will be real complex here. But thank you, Vinny. Get some rest, and we appreciate you joining us.
Alrighty, guys. Good night.
Good night.
What's shoegaze?
Shoegaze is like it was made popular by My Bloody Valentine, probably like late 80s, early 90s. Very like bedroom poppy, but also like loud rock. It's very good. I like shoegaze. You know Mazzy Star?
No.
Oh, all right. You don't know My Bloody Valentine?
No.
All right.
Look at me.
Kind of like The Cure, maybe. Like
I'm
it's
43.
It's like that's your age. That's your wheelhouse. You were alive back
I'm also
then.
a Brown.
That is true.
I am from the suburbs, so I know some of that stuff.
You know The Cure, so I mean, it's kind of like The Cure kind of started it all too.
I know them.
Yeah, but a little less poppy, a little bit more, scary. Let's go into tomorrow's.
Steven. Vinny would like. I feel like he's like a dad of music to me. I don't want to disappoint him by not knowing something musically, and
I try to impress him with deep cuts from the Rolling Stones.
exactly.
So,
and I felt I didn't want to ask in front of Vinny because he'd be like, "Herb, I can't believe you," and I don't want to disappoint Vinny, especially when it comes to music.
I don't know if he's a big shoegazer. I think he's a very classic Americana guy.
Shoegaze doesn't sound good at all.
All right, we got tomorrow Logan Gilbert for the Mariners taking on Jimmy Lambert. That's a 110 game.
Exactly, Paul. Correct. I don't know White Stripes.
Hey.
That one song.
Seven Nation Army.
That's the only song I know.
What's up, Paul Correct? By the way, that's a classic Locked On Sox caller.
I met Paul Correct at Ballpark Pub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went out there for 108.
Do you look like Jake Lamb at all?
No, he does not look like Jake Lamb.
Tony La Russa with his classic calls. Anyways,
nice gentleman.
We got Logan Gilbert on the bump for the Mariners tomorrow. Jimmy Lambert for the Sox. 110 pitch, and I think we got a pregame starting at. I want to say 11:30. 12:30? Okay, I wanted to stay 11:30, but that would have been wrong.
I'm about to say, what are we doing, a 90-minute pregame?
Right. So we'll join you
playoffs?
at 12:30 tomorrow for a 110 pitch. Again, Gilbert versus Lambert. Gilbert's got a lot of stuff that the Sox should watch out for. Last start he had 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. So watch out for him. He struck out 9.7 batters last year, his K per 9. So Logan Gilbert has a big strikeout repertoire, and he's a righty on the mound, so he might give some fits to the Sox. Hopefully Andrew Vaughn's in that lineup. Hopefully Gavin Sheets is in that lineup. Sounds like Josh Harrison might not be, so we might get Leury Garcia again tomorrow for the White Sox. But we will recap that all for you at 12:30 tomorrow, and then we'll have another post game for you after the White Sox and Mariners series wrap. And then Herb's got to go to the park on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I don't have to. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go.
Tomorrow's a birthday.
For?
Every day is a birthday for me. Herbert, Gilbert, Lambert.
Wait, what?
Gilbert, Lambert, Herbert.
Oh, but it's not a birthday? It's a birthday.
B-E-R-T.
Jimmy Lambert is what he's getting at.
Yeah, no, I got Herbert, Gilbert,
like me and,
Lambert.
Like Sean, Stephen Nicholas and I, Herbert Lawrence, both the 2 first name people.
Yeah. Well, I'm 2 first names too. No, it's Sean Anderson Severino and Anderson Cooper too.
No.
I forgot about Anderson Cooper.
Those are last names.
Anyways, all right, that's going to wrap it up for the CHGO White Sox post-game show. Thank you to Vinnie Duber for jumping on, and thank you to all of you great people.
Alexander Timothy, also 2 first names.
And he says he's also brown, like you. So,
thank you.
So, thank you to everybody.
No, he's laughing at my also brown joke. He's not. It doesn't look like he's also brown.
I don't know. Well, maybe he is. We don't know. We're going to go to bed now. Thank you to everyone for being into the chat. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate your support from the CHGO White Sox post-game. We love seeing everyone that we ran into the past couple days at Guaranteed Rate Field. So if you see us, come up and say hi. We do appreciate seeing all your lovely faces, and thank you for the support. That's going to do it for Herb Lawrence, for Vinnie Duber, for Stephen Nicholas. I'm Sean Anderson, another White Sox winner. That's 4 straight, baby. We'll talk to you tomorrow, recapping another Mariners-Sox game.